right, everybody. So we are back now with Dr. Epiphone, and we have been talking Epiphone guitars all afternoon. We just got a great little look and rundown of the acoustics, and I believe you got some electrics to show us. Is that correct?
Yes, I do
For the
have some
guys out there
electrics.
that want to make a little bit of ruckus and be a little bit more rowdy and make some noise, the rock and rollers, this one's for you
All right,
guys.
all right, all right.
That's right. This is for the people who enjoy their music and insist that their neighbors enjoy it right along with them.
There you
I
go.
like it.
So we've got this last year, 2020, we released the biggest amount. I've been with Epiphone since the 1940s, I think, and we released the biggest release of new products we've ever done. We've revamped our entire set neck collection, just about anything with Les Paul or Gibson shapes, of course. We've changed names. We've tweaked things to where things now make sense, along with the Gibson counterpart guitars. And we've got, of course, all these inspired by Gibson models. That would mean a Les Paul SG, Flying V, Explorer, so forth, and same thing in acoustic lands, and therefore. And then there's also a modern collection, which usually means it's got bells and whistles, and it's from the modern technology. And then there's the original, where we're dancing with who brung us, with classic wiring and parts and tone and the things you would expect from an original, say, Les Paul. In other words, no weight relief. You get all the mahogany to swim around in, and like vintage CTS pots and stuff. So everything now makes sense, and there's a lot of it. And I have just a few of some of the new cool electrics to show you. I've got 4 that are in the Inspired by Gibson collection. I've also got one new archtop to show you that I think is pretty cool. So without further ado, let's jump in. Now, I'm going to kind of go backwards a little bit, but in the modern collection, and priced extremely affordable, it comes in 4 colors. It comes in a worn ebony, a worn heritage cherry sunburst, a worn purple that's really hot right now, and my favorite is the worn metallic gold. Yes, she's a gold top. It's a nice worn finish. And my favorite thing about it, before I even tell you about the bells and whistles of the guitar, I just got to tell you about this. It's a worn finish, and I don't know if you can catch it on the camera, probably not with the J.J. Abrams lens flare coming in here from the ceiling fan, but you can see the wood grain a little bit through the gold. And I love that. It's so cool. It's like you have a really old Les Paul. I love it. Now it's in the modern family. Of course, got a 60s slim taper neck on it. And if of course, since it's in the modern collection, that means she's going to have modern electronics. Here we've got our Nico Classic Pro humbuckers with open zebra coils going on there, so you can see what's going on. And of course, with the ridge top knob, you can pull them out and drop either one to single coil. That's right. You got coil split on these things. Isn't that fantabulous?
That's beyond cool. Yeah.
That's right. With the tone knob, the rhythm and treble here, and your imagination, you can get a ton of sounds out of this thing. You can get this thing to sound. You can get it to bark like a dog, or a purr like a kitten. And of course, because it's electric, the neighbors get to enjoy it along with you. Of course, with the worn satin finish, it's got a super fast neck. And don't forget, all the new Inspired by Gibson Les Pauls and SGs and goodies have the historic Kalamazoo headstock, which just totally perfects the look here. This is a real Les Paul that looks like a real Les Paul. And again, did I tell you how much I love the worn gold finish on this?
I understand.
Yeah, there's a worn heritage cherry, worn ebony, and the worn purple.
Now, what's this one selling for?
That's where I was going. $449 street price. What?
Now, most people charge extra for that worn finish.
I know. You have to take it somewhere and get somebody to do this for you, or play it for a long time. We're getting a
17
time
years,
machine. It's just incredible. It's like you pull it out of a time machine. You can feel the wood grain, and you can't see it on this camera here, but darn webcam, but you can see it just a little bit, And I love that. I think it's just so cool. And everyone that's gotten one of these, after I said, hey, you got to check it out, you can see the wood grain just a little bit through the gold. They call me up and say, oh my God, that's so cool. So this is our Les Paul Classic worn in metallic gold, $449 street price, comes in 4 lovely colors. And I'm sure they're also going to have a stack of these right inside the door at Bailey Brothers.
We don't have those in here now. When are those shipping? Are they been shipping, or?
They've been shipping. We'll make sure you get plenty for all the folks that are heading down there right now. And don't worry about what Clay just said. Just go on down there right now and put your name on the list, because you want to get one of these. And there's 4 different colors
immediately.
Yeah, and for $50 more, you can get the Les Paul Classic, which is a gloss finish. It comes in an ebony, a heritage cherry, and a vintage sunburst.
Nice.
But my favorite is the worn metallic gold and the worn classic. And of course, classic open cold zebra pickups. We all get it. It's exactly it. And look at this. I mean, this thing's pretty on the back. Look at that.
It's everything you want.
This is a great Les Paul. And I thought I'd turn this phone off, but anyway, it's just goofy. Just wants to make noise no matter what. Anyway, so that's a Les Paul Classic worn. And for $50 more, you can get a glossy one. This one's my personal fave. Now let's shift. That's in the modern collection. We go all the way up to Les Paul Moderns and Moderns Figured, and we'll talk about those another day because I'll have a sample to show you. But let's shift gears back over into the originals.
Mm-hmm.
The version that started all of this.
Right.
And by the way, I've got the book downstairs, written by Mr. Iwanade from Japan. That basically it's the catalog of all the 59s which started the craze. And this is our Inspired by Gibson Les Paul 1950s. Of course, let's start with the headstock. That's right. It looks just right. Vintage tuners, just like what you expect. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Beautiful top on this thing. You can see it on the webcam. Yeah, you can. You can see a little bit of it. Beautiful top. There's no weight relief because you don't want any on an original. You want all the mahogany there that you're paying for. You want all of it, right? You want to let those vibrations swim around in an Olympic-sized swimming pool of mahogany. Maple cap, lovely flame maple there. It's got all the tone and sustain you can stand with a nice chunky 50s neck there, to plenty of meat to grab a hold of and just jam out. Now, don't forget, it still has our lock tone Tune-o-matic and stop bar, like all of our guitars that have the Tune-o-matic and stop bar. So we've got, hardware there that you could pay $100 more for aftermarket version that you Allen wrench the thing on there. This snaps on and snaps off if you're changing strings, but it gives you 20% more sustain on already the most perfect sustain engine ever built in musical instruments. And it is, of course, the Les Paul. It has vintage wiring, including CTS pots. Everything that it's supposed to have, what you would expect in a 1950s Les Paul, you can get it here. And it's from Epiphone. And of course, it's very affordable at $5.99. That's right.
That's pretty sweet. That one kind of looks like my speed. Did you get that teleporter installed that we sent up there last week?
I did. I had one, but I put a guitar in it and we've still not found it. So let me see if I can put it in the one you sent, because I think it'll work this time.
Let's try. I want to see that one.
Because I sure don't want to like teleport this thing and it fall on someone's head, because it would be fatal, because this is real mahogany here we're talking about here. So all right, let me put this over here in the teleporter, and let me hit my button now.
Looks like we've got something coming in. Hold on. Let's see here. Wow. And just like that.
It worked.
That was almost too easy.
The grain is beautiful.
I think we should probably consider firing FedEx. This is probably how we should ship guitars from
I
here on
agree.
out. I like that.
Hey, less chance of damage.
Oh, look at that. It came out of the teleporter with a tag on it. We don't even have to
Ready
merge
to
it.
go.
It's ready to go.
That's right. Well, your teleporter has that same property as the bat pole in Wayne Manor, that he used to slide down and they'd be in full costume by the time they got to the bottom.
Ready to go.
That really is a great looking guitar.
Isn't it? And feel the weight of it. That is the Les Paul.
Yeah, that's a man's guitar.
I know that's a Les Paul, and not spelled LESS.
Uh-huh.
That is
That's
a
a
real
More or less Paul.
That's more Paul. That's right.
Oh, I
yeah. And so if you love the 50s, of course, it comes in metallic gold and vintage sunburst. And then all three of those finishes, by the way, and I said, what was it, $5.99 street price? That is correct. That's what your tag said when it came out the other end, right? And all three of them are available as a lefty. So if you're a lefty out there, we've not left you out. So call up Clay and Ben and say, hey, I need a lefty version of that, because, well, I'm one of those people. I play left-handed with a left-handed guitar. See, I am left-handed. A lot of people don't know that, but I've been left-handed. I write left-handed, draw, eat left-handed, but I do everything else right-handed, such as pitch, throw the ball,
golf,
strong
ball, whatever.
Exactly. And play instruments, guitar, drums, violin. I mean, that's you play as a play. I've never seen anyone turn around. I don't know if that even exists, but and that's because I didn't know there was such a thing as lefty guitars when I first started. But also starting as a drummer means I'm double handicapped, so it's really, really amazing I've ever played in public. But these all come in lefty, so just bear that in mind. Call them up if you want one in lefty. Okay, next, there's the 1960s Les Paul. I do not have a sample here in the Dr. Epiphone office / laboratory to show you, because, well, guess what? We be selling them everywhere. They all be gone. Now, do you guys have one there?
I don't have one of those here right now.
You sold yours too. Okay, well, there you go. Well, get on down there right now if you want a 1960s before I even tell you about it, and go ahead and order it. But while you're driving down there, keep listening, but don't get pulled over for holding your phone up. Okay, you ready? The 1960s, of course, has all the features that you love about the fact that it is a real Les Paul with all the mahogany, with vintage wiring, CTS pots, 60s neck profile. And by the way, both of them have our ProBucker humbucker pickups, where it are the exact same thing as the Gibson Burst Bucker, exact same thing. German nickel silver base plate and cover, electro solo wire from Germany. That's the same exact wire that Gibson uses. That's what we use too. They are the exact same thing. And there's stuff on the internet you can watch and see that I'm not telling you any lies. It's the truth. But it's the best. And to me, people say, what's your favorite pickup? Like, well, it depends on the guitar and the genre and the application. To me, a Les Paul or maybe an SG, when you think about Angus Young and stuff, I think of the best sounding pickup that's available now would be a Burst Bucker or an Epiphone Pro Bucker, which is the exact same thing. Because on most of those records, those people were playing through old pickups, the old PAFs. And that's what's on the record. That's what's in my head. And that's what we've all grown up with. And that's the sound that we're all chasing. And so, forget about what kind of amp you use or what kind of hair gel or whatever. you got to have a pickup that takes the signal that's produced by the strings, by the induction field, and makes it sound right from the beginning. I mean, you can put effects pedals, you can, like mousse your hair, whatever you want to do, but put on a big wig from Party Store. But you're not going to get the right sound if you don't start with the right guitar with some sustain, that thing I just sent you guys, and the right pickups in it. So I think that the ProBuckers are the most perfect expression of the sound that I would want to make and that most people out there want to make. Now, of course, there's a more modern sound of Les Pauls and different types of pickups and things. But if you want a vintage sound, you can't get more vintage than the real deal. So that's the pickups in it. So in the 60s, same price, $5.99, comes in ebony. It comes in iced tea burst and also comes in bourbon burst. And they're all very popular. All of these are flying off the hooks, as they say. And all three of those colors in the 60s Les Paul standard are also available in left-handed. So please let Claire or Ben know if you need a lefty version, and they'll get one in for you. So in rounding out the category, and maybe we'll talk about it with a sample to show you, but we've of course got the Les Paul Custom in an Alpine White and in ebony, and that finishes out the original collection. So let's move to a different category, shall we?
Sure.
Dum dum dum. Yeah. Well, actually, it's not a different category. This is also a modern Les Paul, but we already did modern Les Pauls earlier, but I'm going back to modern Les Pauls. This is the Les Paul Prophecy. The color is red aged tiger.
Tiger?
Red aged tiger.
Yes.
Implying the stripes.
Tiger stripes, gotcha.
Exactly, right? But it's from the flame maple. Mahogany body. Now, this is weight relieved, of course, and there's also a belly scarf on the back here, so it's lighter. The one I teleported over there. It's also lost a little weight right here. Look at this access neck heel there.
Resist.
So you can get up here and you can play notes on the pickup if you want to. You can get all the way up there if you want to. 24 jumbo frets. I mean, this thing is a monster. Worth this satin neck makes it even faster. And you got, again, locking Grover tuners. Lovely. I love these little knurled knobs there. Really cool. Of course, lock tone, stop bar tune-o-matic, and this is sort of a satin nickel hardware. But the again, it's weight relieved, but you've got all the sustain you need there, of course. And what makes this really super fun now, the Prophecies come with Fishman Fluence pickups. These are super famous because you can get single coil or humbucker sound. And also you can go from vintage humbucker sound to modern active electronics humbucker sound. Oh my gosh. So you can get virtually any tone. If you're rocking hard, you can get any tone out of this. You can get single coil, you can get humbucker, you can get vintage humbucker, or you can get modern active humbuckers. So again, this, if you play hard rock, this is all you need. If you like to rock out, if you like to play fast, and you want to play something that actually says Les Paul on it, which it doesn't there, but trust me, it's a Les Paul. Les Paul Prophecy, red aged tiger. There's also an olive tiger, and there's a black aged gloss. There's also SG Prophecies, again, with the Fishman Fluence pickups. They come in multiple colors. And there's even an and a flying V that comes in really great colors with I think there's a yellow aged tiger. There's 2 colors of flying V, and there's also the Extura Prophecy, which you'd have to see to believe. It's not an Explorer. It's not a Futura. The waist is just in between the two, and it looks fantastic, of course, with all these lovely appointments. Oh, I forgot. I left out the part I really love. The abalone triangle inside the block and triangle inlay on this ebony fingerboard is tinted to match the color of the guitar. So whatever color the guitar is, this abalone will be tinted to match it. So these
That's
are cool.
a nice touch.
$8.99 for all of this. Again, this can't be touched by anybody else out there. You pay more for it, but you won't get anything that'll rip your face off faster than this will. That Les Paul Prophecy. Okay, next, also in the Inspired by Gibson collection, we have the 60s SG. Kalamazoo headstock, of course. Everything perfectly correct. Look at this. It's got the Maestro Vibrola. Oh, Maestro. Yes, I love this thing. When we had this thing at the NAMM show early last year, yes, when we could all get together in public without having to wear things over our face and heads, everybody was picking this up and oohing and awing over it. It's just amazing. And the nice thing about it is, it's still, it's balanced. In fact, it's almost feeling like playing a Les Paul body now, because you've got this a little bit extra hardware down here. It works perfectly. It looks even better. Substance, style over substance, but look, this substance is all there. The tone is fantastic, lots of sustain, but this thing just looks incredible. It's just it's like a classic car just sitting in your garage, man. It's just amazing. And this is only $549 with a Maestro. And yes, this has, of course, our Pro Bucker humbucker pickups in it. And CTS pots. It's a real SG. It's fantastic.
That's
with a Maestro. $549. Wow. And if you like it without the Maestro, it's only $449.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. So there you go. That's the SG 60s Maestro Vibrola. So that's the Epiphone samples that I have here to show you in our little mini NAMM show. And any questions?
Very nice. Very nice. None from me.
Yeah, no, it's it looks like they're just basically mimicking the Gibson line, which is kind of the whole, concept
Idea
or
behind
the
it,
big
yeah.
picture, it seems like, for the most part of what's been going on in the last year or so. And for somebody who's played Gibsons most of my life, I'm just super excited about it. I love the look and feel and sound, all of it. It is the best batch or line of Epiphone guitars that I've seen ever in the 15 years that I've been working in music store. And
It seems like the new owners of Gibson have really made some great strides in the right direction and doing the right things, like everybody's been saying for a long time.
Well done. You guys did a great job.
Very nice.
Thank you. We're very proud of it, and we're very happy that it's been received so well that we're out of them.
There you go.
And I know you guys have got some, especially those that teleported over there. So if you're watching this,
It's going to be nice.
and you want to at least play one of these, see it, touch it, feel it up close in person, get on down to Bailey Brothers ASAP before they're gone. And if you don't make it, someone beats you there, they get all the green lights and they get there before you. They can special order anything for you. They'll make sure, put your name on one. I have a feeling this year is going to be a little weird like last year. And so get your name on it.
Right.
That's right. That's right. And Clay and Ben and the gang at Bailey Brothers will hook you up proper style.
Well, I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, man, this has been great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much. And thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Bye, y'all.